I mean, I've thought many times about, trying to track her down, or at least apologize to her family, the poor thing. But she was just caught at that tectonic interface between these two cultures, right? The thing that drove me nuts the first day was we're starting to percolate, we're starting to get somewhere. I'm about to do the first big setup, which was a lot of extras moving around. It took a long time to choreograph. I turn around and the crew's gone. Like, where'd the crew go? Oh, they're at tea. I was like, the what? The entire crew is lined up, 100 long, one by one, buying sticky buns and a cup of tea and a scone, and then the next one steps up and that'll be, tuppence and whatever. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, right? And I just watched this in horror while 20 minutes, I can do 2 shots in 20 minutes, goes by, right? And then everybody comes back and they've got their tea and their bun and they're back to work, and I'm like, I'm doomed. I just teleported into an alternate reality. I just landed on an alien planet, right? So I walk out the next day and the whole crew's lined up. And as I'm walking along, I say, do you mind if I... And they're like, oh, no, go ahead, Governor. And I said to the lady, I said, well, how much is that? Because I figure if we're going to waste time, let's at least have fun with it, right? Well, how much is that? Oh, well, that's such and such. How much is that? Well, that's such and such. How much for a cup of tea? And I said, well, how much for all of it? And she said, well, what do you mean? I said, everything on the whole card. How much for all of that? But now there's a murmur down the line. Oh, Governor's buying, he's going to apologize for taking away the champagne, toast. I'm starting to make some points here. I should have stopped then, right? But I'm perverse that way. I pull out a big wad of bills. I count it all out. I say, we're good? She said, absolutely. I said, do you mind just stepping a little bit to the side, just for a moment? And she said, okay. She stepped over. I kicked that fucking cart as hard as I could. It went flying off. Her stuff splashed everywhere. I turned around and said, everybody go back to work right now, or I'm pulling the plug on this production. We're going back to America. You guys will all be out of a job. Here's how it's going to work tomorrow. You assign somebody from each one of your departments to go and get the stuff. You give them the order, you give them the money, they bring it to you on the set, and we keep working. If that's unacceptable, we're done here.